the Trump base to get elected, and now he's stabbing them in the back. You know, he praised Donald Trump. He literally dressed his toddlers up in MAGA onesies and had them play make-believe build the wall. And then now he's trying to, you know, run against President Donald Trump and dethrone the America First MAGA movement. This is a guy, it's like a Manchurian candidate in a sense, like a Trojan horse who the media has groomed. They like to say, oh, he's like a mini Trump, and oh, he'd be perfect, right? You even have people floating the idea of a Trump-DeSantis ticket, even though it would be unconstitutional. And the fact of the matter is now he's coming out and attacking President Trump and flip-flopping on all of his policies. For example, yesterday, he said that Donald Trump didn't do a good job picking Supreme Court justices, but there's videos of Ron DeSantis praising Donald Trump for his Supreme Court justice picks. Okay? He says that he's for free speech, but he signed a protest law that would criminalize protests in a residential area. Well, if you're in South Florida, everything is a residential area. He changed the Florida Resign to Run law simply to benefit himself so that he could receive a taxpayer-funded salary as governor and run for president. It is so corrupt. He was campaigning illegally on taxpayer dime for at least 7 months on this sham book tour that was funded by Rupert Murdoch. And now you see the media, Fox News, is completely in bed with Ron DeSantis. They're paying him millions of dollars through this book tour. It's the most unethical thing I've ever seen in my life, and Vivek Ramaswamy had it right. Right? He's not afraid to come out here and call people out, even though, if anything, people are here to support President Trump. It helps Vivek, but he did it because he said he believes in principles over politics, and he's not going to be beholden to the donor class. And that's what Ron DeSantis is doing. He owes his entire political career to President Trump, but because these donors, people like Ken Griffin and others who, are multi-billionaires who are funding the DeSantis 2024 campaign, special interests, they're now saying, okay, we're going to fund your campaign and you're going to be anti-Trump. And he's flip-flopping on all of his policies. So, look, he needs to be doing his job as governor. He's an absentee governor. This is what you call dereliction of duty. If we had a strong governor and Florida was really the free state of Florida, the governor would have had an entourage and he would have had a press conference today, and he would have made sure that every single Trump supporter here today was protected from police intimidation or weaponization of government by DHS, which is what they're already doing.
Thank you. Last question. What do you think will happen with the indictments?
I don't know what's going to happen. There's no cameras allowed inside the courtroom today, which is pretty standard. So we're not going to be able to see any recordings of what's going on. But regardless of what happens, I predict President Trump is going to skyrocket in the polls a lot. Vivek is probably going to have a bump in the polls, but most of Vivek's supporters are going to support President Trump. I don't think Vivek will be in the White House. If he does, he's going to pardon Trump. That's great. But Vivek will probably get a cabinet position in the Trump administration. You know, I think that his America First policies speak, right, and resonate to a lot of Trump supporters. But we're very loyal people. We're not like Ron DeSantis, right? We are loyal to President Donald Trump, and we're going to stand by him, even if we have to cast a ballot for him on Election Day when if he's sitting in a jail cell in handcuffs.
Think that'll happen?
Yeah.
Do you think
I don't know.
I don't trust the system.
But if it does, we're still going to vote for him.
Yeah.
He can pardon himself. He can pardon himself if he wins the presidency. He can pardon himself.
Do you think any other candidates will show up and defend Trump?
No, absolutely not.
Vivek's the only one with
I think Vivek is phenomenal for coming today. And look, I'm not voting for Vivek. I support President Trump, but I like Vivek.
Yeah.
I do like him.
Smart guy.
I do like him. And I can respect the fact that he came out here to put politics aside. And he doesn't even, I don't even know where Vivek lives, but I don't think he lives in Florida. How come Ron DeSantis isn't here, but Vivek is?
People are flying in from all over the country.
Look, I was out of town for a wedding in Chicago, and then I had to go to California. I was supposed to be in California for 2 more days, okay? And I got on a red eye. Didn't even sleep, got on a red eye at midnight and just got in at 8 o'clock in the morning today, even though I live in Florida, right?
Yeah.
So that I could be here. But, we're not going to allow them to harass President Trump, and we're going to be out here to support him. And look, the media wants to control the narrative. They want to say, oh, look, there's a violent insurrection, it's J6 2.0. Or they want to say, oh my God, nobody came out to support President Trump. So that's why they try to get everybody into a frenzy. First they say, oh, there's going to be 50,000 people here and they're going to go inside. We're not doing that. Then they say, oh, well, nobody really supports President Trump and there's not going to be anyone here at the rally. Are we going to allow for the DOJ and the media to silence us and our First Amendment right and our God-given right to protest and rally? Or are we going to come out here and prove them wrong?
Yeah. Are you
that's
worried
why-
that there's going to be instigators in the crowd, like paid instigators?
No, if there are, look, I think that it's under control right now. There was, you know, I guess some counter protests going on. It was peaceful from what I saw. And just so everybody sees, okay, this is not DHS moving people because it's getting rowdy or anything. There apparently, I think there was a bomb threat from what I'm told, and also you're not going to have Trump supporters calling in bomb threats, obviously, against President
They're
Trump.
going to say it's a white supremacy bomb
So
threat.
they'll lie, right? And they'll try to say, oh, like the anniversary, the Unabomber just died. You see that narrative going around the media right now, and they love feeding false information about this so-called threat of right-wing extremism. And the fact of the matter is everybody is blocked off right now. The media can't even go to their tents, so it's not just rally goers. And it's been totally peaceful here today. I don't know why the weather said it was going to be storming all day in Miami. There's barely any clouds in the sky, so
We're melting.
even the weather's fake news today.